Hi, this is the next video for U2 Mechanics. We're in Chapter 7 and we're going for Chapter B. Looking at example 3. So we're looking at a bead. Now a bead, well, you know what a bead is. A bead is threaded onto a string. That means it's the same piece of string, and that's really important because let's draw the diagram. There's one string. No, sorry, that's one end of the string. And then there's my bead, which we've always called a particle before, and that's the other end of the string. Now, the fact that this is the same piece of string means that the tension is the same in both parts of the string, and that's really important. So a bead means the same piece of string, a bead threaded onto a string. There's an 8 Newton force horizontally there. We know that it's in equilibrium, and also, of course, don't forget there is a weight associated with the bead. Let me just have a quick read. Now, we don't know what the weight is, so I need to find T and W. Now, not surprisingly, decompose, resolve is the way to do this. So decompose the T in the string here. Of course, doesn't really matter whether I use triangle above or below. I recognise that that angle there is also 30 because these angles are alternate. So this component of the T is T sine 30. Again, because sine 30 is nice, I can call it half T. This is T cos 30, which of course is T root 3 over 2. And then I just resolve in the horizontal and vertical directions. So if I resolve horizontally, T root 3 over 2 minus 8 equals 0, because I remember I'm in equilibrium, and in equilibrium one definition is that left equals right and up equals down. So T root 3 over 2 equals 8. T equals 16 over root 3, which is 9.24 3SF. Resolving vertically, I've got T over 2 plus T there minus W equals 0. I've got T already, so that gives me a value of W, value for W of 8 root 3, 13.9 newtons to 3SF. So pretty straightforward, I think. And example 4, very similar. Let's have a look at it. Example 4, so I've got a slope, what have I got? A mass. There's a pulley up there, and I've got a string going over a pulley. That's 3 kilograms. What about the pulley at the other end? This is 1 kilogram. So I know that this is going to be G because it's 1 kilogram. The weight of this will be 3G because it's 3 kilograms. I've got a tension in the string because it must be opposing the weight, and the same tension there. If you think back to what we did in year 1 about the connected particles, or even go back and look at your notes and talk about opposing pairs of tensions. Now I can assume that the tensions are the same, and that's because the pulley is smooth, and pulleys in this module are always smooth, so pairs of tensions will always be equal. I've got a reaction force perpendicular to the plane. And in this particular question, I've also got a force P. What am I trying to find? I'm trying to find P and R. Now the question asks me to tell me about the assumption that the pulley is smooth. We talked about that, but I'll write it down when we get to part C. Okay. I've got three unknowns here. I've got T, P and R. Now I've got two masses. So I should be able to work these three things out. If I call that mass A and mass B, look at mass B. I'm just trying to read this question again. Yeah, I'm in equilibrium. Equilibrium is important. That means up equals down, left equals right. So for mass B, I'm going to resolve vertically. That means T minus G equals 0. So T equals G. Remember that T and that T are the same. So if I consider mass A, I can now resolve in both directions. First of all, I've got to decompose the weight 3g sine 45, 3g cos 45, sine 45 and cos 45 is 1 over root 2. I'll put that in a minute. Decompose P, so of course that angle is alternate to that angle, so I've got P sine 45 downwards and P cos 45 up the slope. Okay, let's resolve up the slope for A. I've got T plus P cos 45 minus 3g sine 45, and that equals 0. I know what T is. T is G. So G plus P cos 45 minus 3g sine 45 equals 0. That gives me a value for P of 3g minus g root 2, 16 newtons to SF. And if I resolve vertically, R minus P sine 45 minus 3g cos 45 equals 0. So that gives me R as 6g times root over 2, which is 32 newtons to 2SF. Part A was find P. Part B was find R. And because the pulley is smooth, means that tension either side of the pulley will be equal. Okay, have a go at 7B. Let me know if you need anything. See you next time.